My psychotic ex threatened to end my family if I left, until I left anyway and he showed up at my dad's house where my brothers were armed. My name is Amber, and I'm 27 years old. The day I'm about to tell you about happened 3 months ago, but it feels like it was yesterday and a lifetime ago all at once. I met Derek when I was 23. He was charming, the kind of guy who opens doors and remembers your coffee order after meeting you once. He had this smile that made you feel like you were the only person in the room. Looking back, I should have seen the red flags, but when you're wearing rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just look like flags. The first time he got angry, really angry, was about 6 months in. We were at a bar with friends, and some guy asked me for directions to the bathroom. Just directions. Derek didn't say anything at the bar, but when we got home, he threw his keys across the room and told me I was flirting. I wasn't. I tried to explain, but he wouldn't hear it. He punched a hole in my apartment wall that night. I should have left then. I know that now, but he cried afterward. He got down on his knees and sobbed and said he was sorry, that he'd never felt this way about anyone before, that the thought of losing me made him crazy. He said his dad used to hit his mom, and he swore he'd never be that guy. He begged me to give me another chance. So I did. The thing about people like Derek is they don't go from 0 to 100 overnight. It's gradual. So gradual you don't even notice you're being boiled alive until you're already cooked. He started checking my phone, just casually at first, looking over my shoulder when I texted. Then he wanted my passcode. When I hesitated, he accused me of hiding something. We fought about it for hours until I was so exhausted I just gave it to him. Then came the tracking app. He said it was for safety so he'd know I got to work okay. I thought it was weird, but he made it sound romantic. Like he cared so much he needed to know I was safe. My friends started commenting on how much time I was spending with him. My best friend Jessica pulled me aside one night and asked if everything was okay. I laughed it off. Told her Derek and I were just in the honeymoon phase. She didn't look convinced. Derek didn't like Jessica. He said she was trying to break us up, that she was jealous I had found someone. He started getting upset whenever I made plans with her. It was easier to just cancel than deal with his mood for days afterward. That's how it happens. You start canceling plans, then you stop making them altogether. A year into the relationship, I barely recognized my life. I'd stopped going to my book club, stopped having girls' nights. My sister Melissa called me less because Derek always seemed to be around when we talked, and I could never really say what I wanted to say. The first time he actually hit me was on our 1-year anniversary. We'd gone to this fancy restaurant and the waiter was friendly. Too friendly, according to Derek. He was quiet through dinner and I knew what was coming. When we got back to his place, he asked me why I was trying to embarrass him. I wasn't. I told him that. He slapped me across the face so hard I saw stars. Then came the apologies again, the tears, the promises. And like an idiot, I believed him. I started wearing makeup to cover bruises. Long sleeves in summer. I got good at lying about where injuries came from. Clumsy me, always walking into things. My family lived 2 hours away in a small town called Riverside. My dad, Robert, was a former Marine. My brothers, Jake and Connor, were both in their 30s and had families of their own. We'd always been close, but Derek made it harder and harder to visit. He'd pick fights before I was supposed to go home, make me feel guilty for leaving him alone. Eventually, I started making excuses to my family about why I couldn't make it to Sunday dinners. My mom would call me crying, asking what she'd done wrong. That broke my heart more than anything, but I couldn't tell her the truth. Derek had convinced